It is JB from Within Punk Scene, sitting here with Wasted Potential. How's it going?
Not bad.
Very well. Oh yeah, and then you guys are playing Pooza Fest 6, and you did play the mini Pooza. So how was that experience?
That was insanely fun. I got way too drunk. Had to work at 6 in the morning the next day. Had to go straight back to Toronto. It was super fun though. Bose always treats everyone so well. Every time we play with them, I love that company. I love their product, and I love everything about them. They treat everyone great.
Playing with Career Suicide was, I mean, that's been a highlight band for me.
Yeah.
That's a bucket list band
We
to play
owe,
with.
we owe Rob huge for putting us on
Yeah.
that. He put us on last year's pre-Pooza too, so we did that, and then he wanted us to play a Bose private show with Career Suicide, and it didn't happen, so he actually gave us this one this year too with them, and it was a super fun.
I was gonna say there's a lot of close calls where we almost got to play with Career Suicide.
Yeah.
It never happened, but it finally did happen.
Yeah.
And it was just- which is like whatever, but it was insanely cool. It was such a good band. I love
Except, fuck Jonah.
Fuck
that.
Jonah.
Yeah.
You can't.
But
win
it was
them.
still
you
really
can't
good.
win them all.
Yeah.
We have to play with what 4/5 of Career
Yeah.
Suicide.
John Sharon's an okay guy. I
Yeah.
like John Sharon.
Well, wasn't Ian Romano playing drums too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you sub in an attacking black member for a fucked up member.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. He makes it up.
Yeah.
Except at mini Pooza, obviously, big factor of you guys, pizza. The fucking.
Oh, the Pooza, man. Matty Vasson Pooza was, that boy knows that.
That P&L pizza. If you're in Toronto, eat there. That pizza was amazing.
Yeah.
It's like pizza like your mom would make for you, but
Yeah.
like you don't buy stuff like that in the store anymore. It's also like cookie cutter.
Yeah. Yeah.
We enjoy a good za.
Yeah, Rob even had one come up on the stage. He talked to me before. He's like, I think this will be funny if we bring it up on stage. And I was like, yeah, that'll be hilarious. And I feel bad because I didn't make a big deal about it. I was just like, yeah, it's pizza. Keep on playing. Like, if you want some pizza, just go get it, whatever. Next song. But like, it was a big deal and it was fun. Thanks, Rob.
As the pizza band that people call us.
Yeah.
That was only.
Pizza Satan.
Yeah, that's only the second time we actually gave pizza out on stage.
Well, because you do have the cover art that has the
Yeah, for
the
sure.
pizza, and it's got the fonts, obviously.
Just the way my brain works is like associate yourself with something that people like. They might not like your music, but draw them in with something they like. I like pizza. Maybe I'll listen to that band.
Yeah.
If they think we're okay, it's like we win.
Yeah.
I will say we have sold far more t-shirts than we have fans.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The pentagram thing, you know.
Yeah.
How can you go wrong with that? I can't lie. So.
Pentagrams were hot 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You just got to work it into any sort of thing.
Yeah, we're really looking for the next hot satanic
Pizza
signal.
I will admit-
that's what we're looking
I will
for. So if
admit
you got any
that-
suggestions, we're
The,
email us.
the inverted cross thing was big the year later.
Yeah.
So we took pizza boxes and stacked them up and made an inverted cross out of that. So that was another shirt too.
It's all about knowing your satanic imagery.
Yeah.
That's what the whole band thing is about.
it's
You just have to know the right food and just the right thing that just shoves it up the gods' asses. You just gotta, and that's how you become a very minimally successful band.
Yeah. Man.
Hey, you're
Hey.
the pizza band. Yeah, we are.
You know, Slayer did it for years, and look at them, man. They held it out, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, talking about EPs, you guys do obviously a lot of EPs. So,
We have short attention spans, so we feel like our fans probably have short attention spans. We put out short bursts of music.
yeah,
So
Having said that, though,
we're actually doing a full length.
yeah,
So we just finished tracking that like 2 weeks ago.
nice. Working title.
We don't have a title yet. We'll come up with something stupid later, I'm sure. It'll be great. But no title. It'll be out like early next year or late this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thought. Probably on Get Party.
And
That should be
you
really good.
self-producing, or are you guys going to throw it out there on shopping around for
I
labels?
know our buddy Simon from the Sugar Shack in London recorded it all. We're going to mix it too. So
Yep.
we're basically in that stage right now that it's going to get mixed. And then our buddy from Crusades, Dave Williams, is going to be mastering it for us. And
Nice.
then we'll be probably self-releasing it on my record label, Get Party Records,
Yep.
and later this year, early next year.
And obviously, as previous before, we're through releases and stuff. So, do you guys find it easier to do off-the-floor recordings and working with Pro Tools than it is actually the process of how it was conventionally and going into the studios? Like, do you find it easier to record, you know, as you come up with the idea, it's like, boom, there it is?
We generally pre-write everything we do. We don't really make anything up on the spot. If that's kind of what shows
We
us,
jam a lot. It will like sit like, in between songs, and I'll come up with song ideas, and then it gets honestly most of the songs we have are what you hear live 5 minutes after we've came up with it, and then he sketches in his notebook some lyrics, and then it's done. Like that's how quickly their stuff comes up with. But then Nick, because I have a horrible short-term memory,
Yeah.
he has to take out his iPhone and record it. Because if we go into jam next week and try to like practice it more,
Yeah, you lose that moment.
I lose it. I lose it all the time.
we do write like 2-3 songs every time we play together.
Yeah.
Well, generally, none of them stay, but like none of them are kept around. They're not all keepers.
That's
but
the
it's
thing,
just,
you
like,
know, is if you do
constantly
remember,
keeping the wheels moving.
if you do remember at the next
Keep it
practice,
greased.
if you remember at the next practice, you're like, hey, that's actually something really catchy and hooky, and we keep working on it. With
Yeah.
that said, like you said, we demo it on the phone, we keep jamming it, we go in and we record it. We don't play any click tracks. We're fortunate enough, our drummer's amazing
Yeah.
at what he does. He's a machine, and we just go live in off of that, and then we just build it in the studio over that. There's not that much overdubs for us. Like it's
Yeah,
pretty,
yeah.
it's pretty raw. We're like a raw band.
Yeah,
We would
what you
hate-
see is what you get, yeah.
We'd hate to be drawn into being overproduced because we love listening to like really dirty records. Like
Yeah.
that's what we grew up on.
And the scene is evolving back to that. It's coming out of the gloss and the lip gloss and everything of the full production back to its raw element of what true punk is. So,
Yeah, it's just better for music. That's like
Yeah.
guitars just sound better
yeah.
through like tapes if you can do it. Like
Yeah.
or just live off the floor, dirty sounds. Like everyone's going back to like vintage, like vintage cabs and like heads and shit like that and amps. And
We
guitars.
don't play through a million pedals. We don't have all these delay pedals. We don't have backtrackings. This is what you see on a record is like pretty much what you get live.
Yeah, it's just like, I think everyone's going back to like that 70s sound because that's what sounds good. And I think it has a lot to do with how vinyl's coming back around.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
everyone wants to make music that sounds good on vinyl, so they have to buy all this old gear. So it just makes sense to go in and
Yeah.
just record it live off the floor and make it like how the Germs would have recorded
Yeah,
it. Like some shit.
Yeah,
just
because
like,
they didn't have that all the
No.
back then,
like it's just
evolution of the industry, right?
returning it back to how it was, and everyone loves that stuff. That's like 90s records. Some of them sound so corny and terrible. 80s records and stuff like that. So.
So, how do you guys view the scene? Because we're from Hamilton, and well, Hamilton has a pretty decent scene, but London,
London's amazing right
London
now.
scene is exploding.
It's a very incestuous scene. Like we are all in bands with other band members from other bands, and it's just awesome. It's like I swear, like 3-4 years ago, that we didn't have half the bands
Yep.
that we have now, and it's not always the amount of bands that you have is a good thing. It's like the quality is actually there too with the amount that we have.
A big thing is like a lot of people are actually releasing things now. People like, because we're all getting like older, so we have real jobs where we can like invest a little bit of money and be like, I actually want to put out a record. I want to like, So there's a lot more being released, which is important because there's always been like a good scene, but
Yeah.
without the internet being what it is now.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
with MySpace and stuff like that, like people you couldn't really hear what was going on, so you might not have any idea outside of the city. But like London right now has a lot of great bands and a lot of different scenes. There's a lot of like our little scene that we're involved in, and then there's like the sound crew
Yeah.
that have like a gigantic.
There's punk
like, completely
scenes
different
within our
scene.
punk scene, like
Yeah.
seriously.
So it's
And
like-
it's your fest.
It's a fest, yeah.
It's a
Mike
fest,
TV's
yeah.
throwing
It's a
that
fest,
on.
yeah.
So it's like anywhere from like indie music to like punk music to some hardcore bands. So it's a good showcase of talent from London for sure.
Yeah.
Like awesome band, Heart Attack Kids out of London. They're
Yeah,
good buddies.
yeah, Heart
they're
Attack
they're
Kids,
just
yeah.
doing really good things. Bandmates of ours that are in another band called Red Arms.
I was gonna say Red Arms.
Incredible. They're playing today, and they just keep just surprising me with like amazing songs.
Yeah.
Never forget about Snacks. That's Dustin's other band.
Yeah, when I say Hamilton, we just played at Doors Pub like
Yeah.
maybe a month and a half ago, and I was blown away. I'm like, go downstairs, and there's like a King Diamond poster. They're playing Pantera. I could buy tacos and like craft beer that was under $5. I was like, my mind was blown. I was like, why hasn't Wasted Potential played here yet?
Yeah.
We love Ben. Ben Risman's our buddy,
Yeah.
but we played the Absinthe, and I was like, that's like a dance bar.
Yeah.
It's not really our thing. I was like, we want to play Doors.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna book us at Doors in Hamilton. We'd love to play there.
Sweet. And let's talk about the releases. You did have that self-release and Nervous Condition and stuff like that. So were you guys, have view yourself in progression going from there, so they kind of advance off of each way
Yeah.
than when you initially started.
I think we finally, like, because I think the first EP was all, like, pretty straightforward, just, like, to the bones, like, punk songs, like, played super fast. The next one-
We formed our band in December. We recorded our demo at the end of February and released it like 3 days after it was recorded. So that's like when people are like, "Oh, it's progressed." Obviously, it did, because we only knew each other for like 3 months, and
Yeah.
we wrote and recorded it that quickly, and that's what you hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like that early, like, stuff was more, like, hardcore, like, to the point, like, thrashy sort of crossover stuff. And
Yeah.
then we did, like, a bunch of, like, more poppy, like, long songs that were, like, doomy pop, if you want to call
Yeah.
it that, whatever.
Minute 45.
Now it's like this cross there, like all the songs are kind of doomy and poppy, but also like thrash crossovers. So.
We've just sort of learned what works for us. Like there's certain things where like it's good, but like sometimes you play things that you think are like amazing in front of people, and you love it, but you sort of want something that pulls people in and they get it. It's like it's
Yeah.
not always about yourself. Like you want to like your own music, but you also want to get a good enough reaction that it fulfills you. That you're like, yeah, like this
Yeah.
is a good song. You think it's a good
Yeah.
song. Let's just go off tonight.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Lyrical content, of course, is a big part of that, and you guys have
It's
amazing
crazy,
lyrical
yeah.
content, so it's a
Uh-huh.
creative writing process and lyrical content.
Well, that's all Danny.
That's just me. I just write constantly. Like when I'm walking down the street, I'll like think of something, or like if I hear like a conversation or someone says something to me, I'll just write it down in my phone or like remember it and write
He's
it down.
seriously the arty kid that everybody knows from high school that carries a journal around with him.
Yeah,
I do carry a journal.
He does anything from drawing satanic pictures to pictures of his girlfriend and writing song lyrics in there, and he grabs from that. So.
I've never progressed past 16. I just never have. Like, but yeah, no, I just write songs about all these things. I've been trying to write a little bit more focused and a little more, because it's been kind of everywhere, but it's fun. I just write all the time. So those songs, they, like he said, they play songs, and then I sit there and I mumble a couple things, and then I just like, we'll go through all the things I've written in the past and be like, okay, that's
Yeah.
something, and just strum off that, kind of grab like one line and keep going.
Nice. And we always end everything with a famous book or a famous quote that inspired your life. So anything you can mind?
Famous book or famous
Famous
quote?
book or famous quote? And I catch everybody on this one.
I don't know. I've always liked the like. I'm not very good at quotes, but there's like an Aussie quote. It's like, out of all the things I've ever lost, I miss my mind the most. From Ozzy Osbourne.
That is wonderful.
I think it's a true one. I hope
Yeah.
it is, because it's an awesome quote.
Yeah.
Great one.
And there you have it. Wasted
Thank you.
potential.